Ah, hello, what's going on? This is Truth Heresy live. If you can't see behind me, I'm in Waikiki, and I am trying to show you the background, and for some reason it's whiting out. When I tilt it up, look, there's the ocean. Anyway, okay, you don't look at my ugly mug anyway. So, thank you all for coming and checking out my live show. It's my first one. Obviously going to be a bunch of mistakes, and I'll learn a lot from this, I'm sure. So I'm going to view, and let's get on with the show. And I'm in a hotel, so I'm not sure how the internet connection is, but I hope it's working fine. I got a lot better one at home. Quickly, let's go into. There we go. Anyway, I'm going to be putting this over here. This over here. This. Excuse me, guys. There we go. Of Guy Fawkes Day and September 11th. So, okay. So I hope all of you guys already watched the video that I made, which is basically the story of Guy Fawkes, you know, and that you'll understand a lot more about how it relates exactly, completely with September 11th. So, a whole truckload to lay upon you guys. Next time I'll have it all laid out with you guys will get the point across, and this information will be pretty cool to know after this night. So basically, I'm going to just start. I'm not going to go by my notes. I'm going to show up some pictures. There you go. Guy Fawkes Day, 1605. And November 4th, the eve of November 5th, at midnight. So basically, you see the cross, the Bible. So no itself means 9, the embers of 9. Okay? It is at the end. When you have the 8-wheel year, that's what these ancient pagan holidays and ritualistic days of the sun cycle are divided. So the division can be wherever you want it, like on our birthday. You can divide the year, the sun cycle, on any day. It's when basically the end of the old year into the new solstice of winter. We have the summer solstice. That's the cut that we go by. And we have the Jewish Judaic separation of September and March, which equinox, the spring and fall. So basically it's the fall of the light. And I wish I could have a whole bunch of great pictures as what I'm talking about as I'm going along. It's going to be too hard to search for them and look for it. So I'll just be throwing up some images, I guess. So the story of Guy Fawkes is the story of September 11th. So the ember months that start the fall does, which is why all of this means. And basically the sun didn't necessarily die, but it was in its ember state as it went to the underworld. And the old months of the year were 10, which is why today we still say October, November, and the last 4 houses of the zodiac. So today, just a newer story from the 1600s about the ancient story of the bonfires that were always celebrated during this time. The complete polar opposite is May 1st, May Day, which is the day the Illuminati was formed. So this Maypole Day is the fertility day of the sun in Taurus. Of course, that's the 11th month, which is the polar opposite of this time of Beltane, which is time in spring, when the sun gets very powerful. So they would celebrate, have bonfires. I've done stories and videos on it many times about Beltane, which is why the queen has her birthday on the opposite time of the year was the 11th month. This was the time when the veil of ale. And as you know, the number of the Illuminati is 11, which is why on September 11th, it was full of 11s. New York is the 11th state. The Statue of Liberty stands on a 11-pointed star. Flight 11, we can go on all day on that, which I've showed many times. So they're manifesting the 11. Really boils back to this and to the sun. Okay? That's why Fawkes means falcon, which is the sun god, Horus, the hawk, which is why Judas, the 11, kisses Jesus. It gives him the kiss of death. And that's why he's always dressed in orange. It's because during this time of the year, the sun gets its final kiss of death before it goes to the underworld. This is a ancient harvest ritual, and we are still practicing it today under many disguises or fake masks. So I just want to show, well, let's not bring that up yet. Well, I guess we can go through that. Okay, so you see, Guy Fawkes is the Jack character of nature. He is the symbolism of the spirit of nature. Really, the Jester Jack, the clown. About the World Trade Center, like I said, it was discovered in the 1600s, 1609, Manhattan Bay, discovered by Henry Hudson, with the Turks, King Solomon, the moon and the sun, and in fact, we have what's known as the Manhattan hinge. And why my computer's going so slow? Was designed for the sun. That's what the twin pillars were all about, which is why they're 110 stories tall, and which is the 11. And in the 11th month, the sun angle is 110 degrees. So here we go. Everyone taking pictures of the Manhattan hinge, the sun rising and setting. Okay. Let's go back. So when you watch the story of Guy Fawkes, there's some, if you listen to it, there's a lot of key words, a lot of key things going on. When you find out about the plot, it began in May. Guy Fawkes is it's a conspiracy. It's a terrorist plot. King James XI, okay? It was a plot to destroy Parliament. By the way, I have a family and I had too much to do. I really couldn't prepare like I wanted. But I think next time I definitely will prepare. Anyway, so Guy Fawkes is a terrorist that is already known. If you know about it, September 11th, supposedly through spy network, knew about Osama bin Laden before. Trump admitted he knew it was Osama bin Laden. So about Osama bin Laden, or excuse me, not Osama. They already knew about Guy Fawkes because he was their patsy. He is there for this story. Sub, a nightclub, explained before, have eat at the pub. Okay, and I'm gonna go. This is not what I'm looking for. Sorry, guys. I'll just get right to it because they go to the Drake. The Duck and Drake. Drake. Here we go. Here it is. This is where they meet up to plan the plot. Because Drake, and duck means under, by the way, it's the dragon. Okay? And they son, the Freemasons of May. And they have their meeting there. So, like I said, Drake is the dragon. You always hear about David Icke talking about, cross-changing the dragon and, all this bullshit. Serpent, okay, which represent Mother Nature, the earth. You look at pictures of Ra. Let's see, Ra. That'll come up. I have show many pictures, but I just want to show you a picture of Ra. And you'll notice that it's the cobra, the Ra of the sun, and he's a falcon, by the way. Anyway, well, the ancient serpent that is found on Ra. To the story about Tiamat, the dragon goddess that is split in two, and her number is 11, by the way. They meet at where else? Then the Green on 11 Marshall Street, the Green Tavern. So that's why you have dragon in the Book of Revelation, Bible, and all that as well. It's the goddess of the abyss, the primordial essence of Mother Nature. So just have some pictures here of where they met at the Green Dragon pub before they committed the terrorist act. Because so much to say. This is like just totally going a slow way to do this. Apologize, guys. Well, if I had it all laid out. Okay, so I want to show you the character. Okay, and of course, how he is the symbol of the burnt offering, the burning man, the wicker man, just like on September 11th. If you know what the ancient wicker man was, they built great towers or effigies of humans or animals. They would stock up and they would burn it. Okay, so you see all of these pictures that they show you over and over with Guy Fawkes and his lantern. Everyone's missing the sun who he is. Okay, they always show him with the lantern because that's the symbolism of death. Because he is going to be ferried to the underworld. And let's just type in lantern here. Of course, this is the real Guy Fawkes lantern they have on display. See, there's the lantern. Show it to you over and over when you watch the story about it. Same as the Caribbean, which I've showed here. She who bears the light. Okay, why? Like I said, the jack-o'-lantern. What does he do? Old stingy Jack. He gets the ember. Makes it. You can go learn about that story. I'm not going to get into it. But stingy Jack makes the deal, because we're talking about the time of decline. They have the story with the gold coin as the sun and the moon and the zodiac, the wheel of the year. This is the ember of Halloween, the time when the sun goes into its ember state. So that's why stingy Jack has the ember to carry on the life of the sun, which will be reborn again in spring. So we all know about the story of the Bible and Jesus in springtime, the Passover, the sacrifice ritual, because that is one of their New Year's, as well as the complete opposite side of the wheel in September, is sacrificed upon the cross with the 3, of course, and he is in the mid-L. Because this time of year is known as a half-cross quarter day. It is the time between times, the mid. So Guy Fawkes cut it into pieces, which, if you know all of the ancient stories of the excuse me, drink some water here. All of the old stories of the dicing and cutting up of the god. They'd put their pieces back into the vineyard, into the harvest. Blood would bring in beautiful new year for the next year. Put the spirit, the blood, back into nature. And that's what they would do. So, of course, Guy Fawkes is quartered. You have right here the cross quarter days, which is why the Bible starts the divided wall of Tiamat. You have all of the divisions, which I've explained many times throughout the Bible. It's all divide, King David. This is the cross that we're talking about. This is the quartering, okay? And this time of year is known for winter solstice, November 8th, the election of the president who presides over the people. And if you watch my older videos, I explain all about he has been the fortune teller, the prophecy of what's to come. That's why they make all these great promises. Okay, that's actually the time of the Samhain, the El-Even. You see, here we go. And as you see, November 1st, of course, that's why they quartered Guy Fawkes. Cut in pieces, because that's what happens during this time of the cross quarter days. All Hallows. Okay. Where is that? No, there's so many. This was what was being proposed back in the day for the Boston Tea Party. You see, she's chopped up, cut, divided. I'm going to start doing these live shows a lot more, and I'll prepare. This will be awesome from this point on. But let's get back to ordering, not Boston. Let's type in. I'll show you. Get my notes here. Because let's explain what the ancient. These are my notes. You guys can see them. Laid them all. A lot to talk about. So King James, if you were watching that video, They show you the symbolism the whole time. You see the two candles or the two pillars and the bonfire where the Godfather was slaughtered. So that's why we have the King James Bible of 1611, the World Trade Center of 1609, Guy Fawkes Day of 1605. It was a religious movement, obviously, as well. Okay, political, which is exactly what happened on September 11th. And the whole concept, under the foundation to blow up Parliament, is all about what the underworld is about. Lower Manhattan. I was showing you, here we go. Statue of Liberty. What is she holding but the light? Okay? She who bears the light. That is the torch. That is the lantern to the underworld. Today is Friday, Venus Day, which was the day of the goddess, which came first. Patriarchy came before the patriarchy. That's why even on Friday begins the weekend, then Saturn days, then Sunday. The Mother, the Father, and the Son. So you see, she who bears the light is the lantern on the 11-pointed star. And of course, we all know how she overlooked World Trade Center, Twin Towers at the time. Okay. So here we have the gunpowder plot, symbolism not only of the lantern, but of the sticks. Okay? Very important. This all makes sense when I'm done here. The birch sticks, the whipping sticks, keep you in order. Anthropomorphic story of nature. So you see this old man, Aesop's fables, of he who carries the bundle of sticks. Now, the bundle of sticks is entwined because, let's see here, I'm going to show you some sticks, kind of understanding what we're talking about here. So a single stick is easy to break, but not when you bundle it together, which is a big symbol they're showing you that most people completely miss when they're watching the Guy Fawkes story. Let's see here, we got that. I want to show you. Yeah, that's so they'd have the whipping sticks. Like I said, why Jesus? So, by the way, you've seen the unity and with V for Vendetta, which I'll be getting back to, which is all about Guy Fawkes as well. All familiar with Stairway? Notice this, by the way, the bundle and sticks being controlled, symbol of dime, of course. We have it in Senate. I think I thought I had it here. Guess not. There we go. We have it on our dollar bill as well. You can see it was a symbol that Hitler used as well. It goes back to the Roman time. Ancient symbol, power and strength, death to the individual. So, stairway. Which, of course, and if you're familiar with the song, I've kind of showed a little bit before, but it's what it's all talking about. There is a lady that glitters who is gold. She is the one who is clothed in gold, the golden sun, which is what the book of Revelation is all about. Because the sun is in the houses of the Virgo or Libra. Now, she's buying a stairway to the same stairway. The two-faced lines the crown from devious lies. Tricked his own father, his blind father, Isaac. He said he was Esau, the red one, when he was really Jacob, dark blue one. Like the Joker jester. When you look at the Song of Stairway to Heaven, to the west, which is where it's, okay, and you'll see that it's all about a day, a new day of the dawn. Goes on the hedge grove. You bustle in your hedge grove. Don't be alarmed, because it's just a spring clean for the May Queen. Okay? Talk about your path, the Pied Piper, and the road that turns gold, which is the Golden Brick Road of the Wizard of Oz. This is all related, and understand it like that. That's why Dorothy is the doorway. We got the Green Witch. These are the characters of the sun. Making sure you guys can see. Yeah, okay. And to the land of green, which is the springtime, the land of Oz. Okay. That's why you have a veil behind the truth. Computers go. Anyway, this is why you have the green screen, the green character of nature. Back in the green, you have the jack-o'-lantern as the Union Jack of the Zodiac Cross. So let's get... Which is why, like, the Vikings would have aspect of the primordial oceans, Tiamat, which is a story that goes back thousands of years before the Bible, where the Bible plagiarized from. You have movies you watch, you have the goddess aspect of nature. Boy, how many pictures do I have here of the dragon? Too many. Alice in Wonderland, she cuts the head off, representing of cutting off the old head of the old year. You have Belle and the dragon. So, and that's why at the Burning Man, by the way, and they have the dragons, which are everywhere. Because man, like I said, is a ritual of sacrifice. Whoops. Wait. Too many pictures showing up. But basically, they're burning the effigy. And that's why they all wait for the sun to come up, and all has to do with that as well. These ancient rituals, sun rituals. You'll find plenty of clowns and jesters. Because this character of nature takes on different aspects we find on New Year. Hats, we have clowns. It's all about circles, balloons of fertility, the bun in the oven. That's why we cut and divide our cakes, because it's a ritual of the harvest, the old and the new, the veil of the old world and the new world, the end of the age, up. Oh, here we go. I'll do this here. Piñata. Okay. What do we fill a piñata with? Candy. You will. T comes from the Tav, the last letter of the alphabet, the Hebrew alphabet, which is where the English alphabet comes from. So it's not the Aleph, it's not Aleph and Omega. It's the Aleph and the Tav. The fruits of the harvest, the blood, if you will, that is going to be whipped and cut and stabbed and poked, just like Jesus was. Candy will fall and drop upon the ground. On Halloween, we have as the treat, the trick or the trick, the two faces of truth and lies, happiness and sadness. Some are male and female, the polar opposites of duality. Okay, so got that here. Okay. See, there was the old Celtic Druidic time of ancient sacrifice, and that's why we're still doing it today. Of this, so masks, we saw the masks in the Rothschild parties. Dividing the head, cutting the head off. Just like the biblical stories. You have the Jack the Jester, the clown fool as well. Very, very ancient character. He is the willing sacrifice of the sun and fertility. Where the wild things are, suppose the animal character. The biblical story, covenant, which means to cut the meat in two, divide it. That's how you have blessing, a blood, where you take the blood and you spread it upon the sneeze. You're blowing out little bubbles, the spray is like little droplets of blood. So they say, bless you. That's why you have blessed Samhain, or like hung, suspended. If you know the story of Samson, his hair grows long, like the lion mane. If you watch all the stories of Hercules, same thing, the twin pillars, the sun and the moon, goes through his 12 labors. That's why you have the story in various. You see our faces divided in two. Saw that with Mel Gibson as well in his stories. Here they have a wicker man, the sheep, which is a remembering the dead. Today is all about the 11/11, Veterans Day, Memorial Day in May, because we're remembering the dead. The ray, which is the sun, and the embers. That's why they're burned down to ashes. You have the phoenix that is resurrected. Let's see if I type in Harry. That'll come up. Yep, here we go. Now you'll understand, which nobody would ever have grasped this if I didn't explain it all. With this red, yellow, orange, and sometimes purple. Phoenix is in Harry Potter and represents the sun that emerges from its ashes. And it's reborn again. So, guess what the name of the bird is in Harry Potter? Fawkes. Just like Guy Fawkes. Because Guy Fawkes is the same exact symbol of this phoenix, the fire sun of the triangle pyramid. I could go on. God, that's why triangles are in the pumpkin. Another symbol there because of fire. the flame. Okay, symbolism, which brings me to the reason that Guy Fawkes has 36 barrels. Okay, because there are 36 quadrants in the zodiac wheel. Each house has 3. Oh boy, I got a lot of 36 here. Here we go. So, as you see, the 12 houses are divided in 3. The last one being the fallen angel. Okay. So, that's why he had 36 barrels of gunpowder. And also why there was 13 conspirators in all. If you understand the story of the Bible, Jesus is the 13th and the 7. He has his 12 helpers, which is the zodiac wheel, and the sun being in the mid-L or the center. Okay, let's see. There you go. Here's the 8 wheel festivals, feasts of El, carnivals, parades. Par meaning 2, para. Here's the 13, 12 helpers. That's why there was 13 in all. They give you the story here. Like I said, if you break it all down, then you'll understand it. Like in the picture, they're showing you the 11. As I showed before, the kiss of death of Judas, why he's in orange. You know, this is the time, like I said, when the sun dies and goes to the underworld. But people actually believe the story and think it's real, and they just completely miss the true symbolism of what's going on. So, if you notice, these 2 houses are opposite of each other. April, Spring, Taurus. And if you know about Sagittarius, it's the sag of Taurus, the bull, when the sun is sagging low and is in the underworld. Okay? So, that's why you have the story of Judas who hangs himself. The death. Kiss me. Remember the purge? Kiss me. It's because it was talking about the election year of the El Even. So the president, like I said, is the augur, the one who would cut open the sacrifice, rip its guts out, the entrails, and would give divination. So that's what an ancient augur is. Like you watch, the sacrifice rituals, they cut them open, they pull the heart out, or the entrails, and that's how they tell the forecast, if you will, for the future. So our president will be doing an inauguration, be raising his right hand as he faces the obelisk, which is Baal, at the White House, which now is the House of Orange. So, I will change this graphic now. The Orange House of Death. So, like I said, my truth can answer all questions. Etymologically, symbolically, and that's why you can look at a story that I tell you about, and you can decode it, and you'll see that I'm 100% right. Like, I never knew that Judas was related to the color of orange until I discovered and figured out the symbolism of the scorpion sting, kiss of death, and Judas, the story of the Son of God. And that's how I figured it out. And then when you come here, you see the color of orange, which completely backs up your, first thoughts. And it'll continuously happen like that. You will see whenever you decode something, that my golden key of wisdom will open up all of the doors. You're not going to run into a dead end that makes no sense, which is what they want you to think. They want you to not, think. They want you just to memorize. That's why people in our English language doesn't know why we have silent letters, why we have double L's in words and that type of thing, let alone what each letter means. Comes from the Hebrew double 11s. The first set of 11 no, let's just do it here. See if that pops up. Here we go. Here we go. That's what I was looking for. Let's get that out of here. Pull that down. Hebrew is read from right to left, polar opposite of the English language, which came from the English language of the Angles. And yes, it means the same angle that we have today, like the letter L. So you see the first set of L even letters starts off with the bullhead, and the second one starts off with the L, the second set of the 11 letters. Sorry, I just look at these numbers and thinking about JFK assassination, killing the son, the Jack, on the 11th month, the 22nd day, 11/22. So, sorry about that. Okay. So, the 11, oh boy, 4,000. Let's see. Here we go. This is why the Kabbalah, the Kaaba, has a total of 11. Most people will just teach you about the 10, like Santos or whatever. He just talks about the 10, but not the silent one right here in the middle, the mid-L of the L even. Okay? There it is. Knowledge. It sits in the garden in the mid-L. And I'll show you here the same symbolism I showed you before of the male entering the female. Sex magic. Okay? That's why Washington, monument. It's the symbol of the sun. It's the bull fertility penis of May. Here we go. Come on. And by the way, that's why you have the two circles that combined and come together as one. Forms the obvious symbolism of the vagina of the female, Vesica Pisces, and the male fertility maple, which is why it's at the Vatican. This is the ancient bull penis of Osiris. That's why Osiris, by the way, was chopped into pieces, and they found him at Byblos, where the Bible was found or named after. You see the symbolism of Sirius. Washington, D.C. has the same layout, like I was saying, right here. That's Solomon's Temple as the Kabbalah. There we go. Well, kind of. This is another fertility, sex magic that goes on. And that's why we're always shooting the fireworks into the air a macrocosmic sex ritual of the microcosm sex rituals that we perform here on Earth. That's why they got the cherry blossoms there. Okay, so all of the fireworks, explosions, just like on September 11th, just like on Guy Fawkes Day, and of course on 4th of July, which I've explained the truth of the 4th of July, because that is the aphelion of the sun. They have the perihelion, the closest of the Earth and the sun together. And then one of the farthest points away, July 4th, the aphelion, the aphelion, Helios, the sun god. Up, away. So that's why we have our independence, because we are away from the sun, and we light up the fireworks to bring the sun back. Same exact ritual that we go through on Christmas time. Xmas, the crossing. And we light up the triangle tree of fire because it is the mid-L of winter, and the sun is in the state of going to the underworld. And that's why we have Noel. And as I explained, El is the god of light, the Or of the Bible. Bible meaning two, the light of the dark and the light of the bright light, the daylight and the nightlight, day and night, a deity, which is what God's all about, El. So when there's no light in wintertime, it was an ancient, scary time. You know, we weren't sure if the sun was coming back or not. Are we going to wither away and die? Crops will die. We freeze to death. You know, scary times. So it's very easy to see how these ancient customs arose. And if you understand, you know, Zeus, Saturn, they were Baal, they're related to the light. That's what Baal means, the white light. Ancient Egypt, the Baal house. So you would have the house of Baal. It means the sun, the light. That's why it has two wings, just like the solar winged disk of ancient Egypt. Baal, the house of El. And I show this one. Yeah. So it's all about the game of nature. The red versus the blue. So in politics, you have the here we go. The ray public of the sun. And you have the Democrats. So you have the sun, who are the thumbs up. They are the good ones, which means yes. And the D ones, or the down ones, in decline, in death. I've explained all of that many times. You're playing a game of nature, the sun versus the moon, and you see evilness, or the dark night, will always overtake the goodness of the day. That's why the Bible has the story of Revelations and how, you know, the evilness comes out at the end of the age, and the devil is loosed for a season. Okay? Because this story of politics is the exact same story of the sun and the moon that battle and fight one another to see who is going to be king or overpower. It's like Jacob and Esau. Same thing. So, let's see here. Democrats. Here we go. So you have the different aspects of light. As I've explained, there's a dualistic principle to everything. So red can represent the red hot sun, and then blue can represent the nighttime. That seems simple enough. But when you're talking about the year, it flips. In springtime, the sun is actually the blue light. And then in fall, it turns to the amber, orange light of red. We watch everything turn red and die and falls. So that's why the devil is represented by the red, because he represents the red fall of the sun. And Jesus would represent the blue light of springtime, the Lamb of God. Let's see here. So when you play a game, that's why games all have the red and blue. I thought that would pop up. I'm very surprised. I'll just have to look up game. So when you play your games, it's the dualistic principle of the two seasons. That's why, of course, they have the seasonal games. But people don't put those two and two together. So when you're playing a game, all you're doing is just playing a game of nature, of red versus blue. That's why 7-Eleven wins, by the way. So when you play cards, which is the bicycle of the two, you play cards. That's why there's 52 cards in a deck. You have the red and the blue. It's talking about the year, the 4 suites, the 4 seasons, and you fight and battle just like Jacob and Esau did to see who's going to be the winner. So that's why playing cards have the Joker, the Jester, or the Jack. That's the same reason the tarot cards also has the card of the Fool, which is the first card. Okay? And of course, like I said, we have the Jack character in the Bible as well, through Jesus, as well as Jacob. Yaakov. Here we go. Let's do that real quick. Jacob and Esau. I mean, I just got so much information. We'll go for days here. So, Jacob, the Jack, is in charge of the 12 houses, because they are the sun and the moon, the red versus the blue, Democrats versus Republicans, exact same thing. So that's why we have the little jester, Joker Jack, for president. Okay. So, I told you that already. I'm going to show you that. Guy Fawkes. The story. He is the orphan. and the sun character. Okay. This computer's going so slow. I'm not used to this. There we go. That's why they got him in orange, by the way, with his lantern. He is the symbol of death. Okay. This is what I was trying to show you here. They have the bundle of sticks and the lantern. He's the symbol of death, which is like why I said on the Stairway to Heaven record, you have the two symbols of the man who carries a lantern, card number 9, the tarot card, and the bundle of sticks. That's why they show you in the movie about his life the bundle of sticks that he's taking care of and his lantern. Burning the effigy. So Guy Fawkes. Let's see, where did it go? Oh yeah, there's a character of Oswald, of course. Let's see here, where'd it go? By the way, that's why it's remember, the 5th of November. The Ray, the Sons of the Ember. And that's why ancient Samhain, All Hallows Eve, was about remembering the dead, the ancestors of old. So it's always been about remember. That's why they're still carrying it on, just with a new mask. It's like today of Anonymous, same thing. V for Vendetta. So, wow. Yeah, we go. A few more anyway. Of course, and that's why everything's orange. I explained this a while back. And of not anonymous as well nowadays. But this is the V of victory. And that's why he names every V word there is besides vagina. It's the veil of ale. So, by the way, I'll be getting to the chat room pretty soon here. So, the veil, just like in Narnia, going to the other world, you lift the thin veil. Usually, a thin, watery veil we see in movies and all that, between two worlds. Just like the biblical veil that is unlifted. It's the covering and the uncovering of something, correct? Just like the veil is thin, it's hollow, it's shallow. And remembering our ancestors. You'll notice that veils have to do with women, by the way. That's why they show you in various parts of the Bible, this unveiling will form the V letter. Like I said, it's the veil of veil. Thought there was more. I had some more. Anyway, if you look at that veil, they're always showing you that V cut. Okay, with the sun and all that. Here's the angles or the angels. It's the portal, the doorway from the old to the new, the gateway, the gates of heaven and hell. And that's what the 11 is all about. That's what this time is all about. Lifting the veil from the old and unveiling the new. Okay. I had some more. Oh, here we go. This is probably it. This all has to do with The Dark Knight Rises, by the way. If you saw that series I did, everything I'm saying here, it all applies to that as well. The Batman story, he's orphaned, his parents are killed at the theater. He goes through the tunnel of water, the cave, the veil. He goes through the veil here. But to the parallel worlds. That's why all the movies are about this. Going to the underworld. That's why the Bible talks about it for 10 months, 5 months and 5 months. Because it used to be 10 months, like I said. Until the Julian calendar changed. 11 days, it was in September. I remember the date. To the Gregorian calendar. Okay. Now, there's a character called William Turner, who is the agent spy at the Guy Fawkes story. Reports all about Guy Fawkes. If you saw Pirates of the Caribbean, which I've explained all before, about the primordial waters, the seamen at sea, go in the sacred cave of the goddess, the primordial dragons or the water serpents. And that whole story is about, let's pull it up here. Oops. Get to this real quick here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, the one-eyed Jack. Okay. Come on. Davy Jones' locker. Let's just try that. One of the ocean. Same exact symbolism. He is the octopus. He is the kraken, the primordial, serpent of the sea. So here we have the pirates. That wasn't the right one, sorry. But remember the Flying Dutchman in this story as well? The boat that sunk to the bottom of the sea. Not sure what this is. So, I had a whole thing on this, but it's not here. Maybe it's in here. There we go. So, I showed this before. The Cancer is actually at the bottom of the wheel. It's a cardinal cross day. And so it's in the underworld, is how they look at it. And then up at Capricorn, the solstice of winter, everything is upside down and inverted. Okay? But it's the most high time. Just like the most high time really is summer. So the crab claws And the claws are having to do with the 11th month. By the way, here's the Flying Dutchman. Notice the orange. The House of Orange. And that's why, by the way, Guy Fawkes was a soldier fighting against the Dutch. Go read the story, you'll see that. Okay. Like I would love to present this in a golden way, but really it was more of a not so great way. Okay. I'm going to see what everybody's saying here. Hello, everyone. Trump card. Plot thickens. Yeah, but 2016 is the number 9. Just like the Joker Jester Jack James, the orange-haired one at Dark Knight Rises, which was all about the World Trade Center as well. And the movie theater. So I'll answer any questions right now. Like I said, this is my first presentation. Nothing near to what I would love to do, but this is what I got for now. And I will definitely make a much better presentation now that I know how things work. And I will definitely do a better one when I advertise the next live show I'll do. And I'll have things all ready. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Sorry if you were bored. I'll make a video of the Guy Fawkes and really get to the points and show all the main points. But I just wanted to show that it's fake 100%. Just like September is fake. September 11th was fake. All coming from the orange Royal Dutch house in the 1600s. From the King James Bible to the September 11th towers to this Guy Fawkes story. It's the same story, but most just don't know it. So, let's see if we have any questions. Anybody have questions? I want to ask. Now's the time. Well, my birthday's 7/11. Well, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I do apologize that I didn't have any of... I'll put it on me a little bit. Hey, guys. Aloha. Well, thank you for tuning in to this Truth Heresy Live. I don't know if you can see Waikiki behind me there. I have the ocean view and all that behind me, but like I said, you couldn't see it. So, thank you very much. Everyone, have a great night. Peace, love, and wisdom. Aloha.